We turn our focus to the 1-2 punch between Hindenburg and India's SEBI chief Madhvi Puri Butch. While a face-off between the US short seller and Butch is escalating, India's markets regulator has asked the investors to remain calm. However, the spat is turning more controversial with a back and forth between Hindenburg and the SEBI chief. Well, late on Saturday, the US-based firm released a report with several claims of fraud, including that Butch and her husband, Dhaval Butch, held stakes in offshore entities linked to the Adani Group's alleged financial misconduct. In the afternoon on Sunday itself, the SEBI chief and her husband released a joint statement, rebutting each allegation point by point. The couple denied all allegations. Instead, they accused Hindenburg of character assassination weeks after SEBI sent a show-cause notice to the US firm for its report against Adani in January 2023. Shortly after, the market regulator also issued a statement asking investors to remain calm and that the investigation into the Adani Group and Hindenburg is ongoing. Later in the evening on Sunday, Hindenburg countered SEBI chief's rebuttal with a further point-by-point allegation. Well, what are Hindenburg's allegations? Well, the US firm claims that Butch and her husband had undisclosed investment in offshore funds linked to the Adani Group. The report also accuses Butch of being the 100% shareholder of a Singapore fund when she was a full-time member of SEBI. Hindenburg further alleges that Butch transferred her stake to her husband only 2 weeks after she took over as the head of SEBI. The allegations suggest a possible conflict of interest for the SEBI's probe against the Adani Group. SEBI chief in a statement said that the investment in the fund referred in the Hindenburg report was made in 2015 when she and her husband were both private citizens living in Singapore and almost 2 years before she joined SEBI. Butch said that the decision to invest in this fund was driven by Dhaval's childhood friend from school and IIT Delhi, the chief investment officer Anil Ahuja. The statement denying any link to the Adani Group added, and I'm quoting, as confirmed by Anil Ahuja, at no point in time did the fund invest in any bond equity of any Adani Group or company. And countering that statement, the US firm said Madhvi Butch's response includes several admissions and raises various new important questions. Hindenburg also challenged the SEBI chief to commit to a full, transparent and public probe into these issues. Well, these allegations have broad implications for both SEBI and the government. The government, though, has not responded to the ongoing drama yet. To start with, these allegations raise several questions. Number one, will the government initiate a different probe as the opposition has demanded? Or should the SEBI chief hold the position under such a scenario? If proven true, the claims could undermine confidence in SEBI's impartiality and regulatory effectiveness. Investor confidence also comes into question. Now all eyes are on how the markets react to the face-off and more so on Adani Group's stock moves. Amid all these allegations, the question is doing the rounds. Should the SEBI chief resign? Listen in to some of the expert reactions on this.
There's no reason that the SEBI chief should resign because, see, at the end of the day, SEBI is just you would say a watchdog. So it is like it doesn't have any power to actually punish someone in terms of, debarring someone. They may put some kind of a restriction on people, but and she's not the only one who makes the decision. So it's not like a company where a CEO makes the decision. There is a board. There are a member of panel, and all this is, a protocol or a procedure is followed.
My take is that there should be a resignation here. Even if this wasn't true, and I'm not saying it is or isn't, but even if it wasn't true, it's about what's best for India and its markets. If this scandal continues to grow and grow, the entire economy of India can suffer. So you have to look at the big picture and what's best for the greater good of the country. And given that, I would say Resignation is what should happen here.
Staying on the story, Indian stocks crashed at open on Monday as the latest salvo from Hindenburg further entangles the country's securities regulator in the Adani Group scandal. Domestic benchmarks also defied a broader rise in Asian peers. Adani Group stocks, too, were hit hard. The U.S. research firm's latest allegations accuse the SEBI chief of a conflict of interest and undisclosed fund holdings connected to the Indian conglomerate. This comes even as the market regulator on Sunday asked investors to remain calm. While the SEBI chief, Madhvi Buch, has denied any wrongdoings, Indian benchmarks opened in the red after the 1-2 punch between Hindenburg and Buch over the weekend. The blue chip Sensex index crashed over 250 points in early trade as Buch approaches the end of her tenure. The debate is if she should quit as the head of SEBI or not. The other question is if Hindenburg's report will have the same impact on the stock market as its findings against Adani in early 2023. Adani Group stocks were deep in the red after declining in recent weeks from the last 52-week highs. Adani Port stocks fell over 3%. Shares of Adani's flagship firm, Adani Energy Solutions, Adani Green Energy and Adani Wilmar, they all crashed over 4%. Adani Power and Adani Total Gas stocks fell over 5% as well. Monday's fall adds to the decline in the Indian group stocks in recent weeks. Broadly, the conglomerate's shares are down between 8% and about 36% from their 52-week highs. This is the latest hit to the Adani-led group's shares after a scathing report weighed heavily early last year. In early 2023, the group's stock fell majorly, with nearly 150 billion wiped off its value.